Okay. So I think that should begin a recording now, hopefully. So I named the session as the indispensable self image with a motive. Indispensable is something that you cannot, do away with, something that you require all the time. Like food is indispensable. You cannot live without food. Or you could say nowadays, even internet has become something which is indispensable. In the same way, and rather more importantly, is important something that is important is our self image. Now, what is self image? We many times think of the image that people have of us, what my friends think of me, what my family thinks of me, what my siblings, brother, sister think of me, or my colleagues think of me. But have you ever sat down and thought, what do you think of yourself? What do you think of yourself? And whatever you think of yourself is going to give you the same kind of results. If you think you are an average person, if supposing I take an example of a student, if a student feels that he's a mediocre student and he can get a B grade or a C grade, he will get that. In the past few sessions, I've been talking about getting whatever you think of, manifesting it, attracting it. So is the thought about a self image. So, whatever your self image may be, you are going to exactly get what you think about yourself. So, this is the kind of psychology of self works, thought about oneself. And that makes the difference between failure and success, love and hate, happiness and sadness, friendship or animosity. Anything comes with what you think of yourself. Now, what you think of yourself is also not created by you. You know, Sheetal would never sit down and think, okay, today onwards, I'm going to think of myself to be the most beautiful woman in the world. I am the best cook and I work the best. No, she will never do that because none of us do that. Self image is created unknowingly. Self image is created unknowingly by people who are around us, our environment, or as children when we were there. So, self image is actually created by people who are around us since childhood. You're not even aware when actually the people, when you are either encouraged to do something or discouraged to do something, and likewise, you start forming your self image. So, self image is something that you form very unknowingly. And as I said earlier, self image is something that takes you through life, through entire life, through your successes or your failures. It's all your self image. And therefore, I name it as indispensable. But the best part about self image is it can be rectified and it is always changing. Self image is always changing as you grow in age, you become mature, you have life experiences, and you change. When you change, your self image changes. So it is very important that whatever you think of yourself, you think positive. Now, what is positivity? Positivity or thinking good about oneself is not only thinking about one area of your life, that could be physical beauty or it could be monetary accomplishment. It could include a lot of things. For example, good health. I am healthy. Good appetite. I have a good appetite. I mean, appetite is very important. Imagine a patient who does not have any appetite, does not want to eat at all. Something like I sleep well, 8 hours of sleep that is required. Something that is I sleep well. That is also your self image. And I have a sound mind. I have a mind or mental happiness or mental status which is good. I think positive. I think sanely. I'm not insane. This is all about self. And mental patterns, as I said earlier, are created by life experiences. Now, if you look at something negative, now, for example, let's take a woman, any woman, A, who is very afraid to get married. She could be very anxious whenever the thought of marriage comes to her. Now, if you go back and think that, why do you think like that? Why does she think like that? It could be possible that she's seen a very, very rough marriage of her parents. She's either seen a mother who was abused, or she herself was abused by her parents, or the marriage otherwise was rough. And therefore, that self image is, I may not be able to adjust in a marriage. I will not be able to run it. I'm not going to become a part of it. So, image is formed through life experiences which come from a very long time. And therefore, the relationship that you have with yourself changes and you don't get to know. But one thing that you need to realize very importantly, very, very importantly, is that relationship with you is the longest lasting relationship. Longest. You may get married, but it is till death do us part. That is what is said. Till death do us part. That means one person has to go away first. It may be your parents, one person has to go away first. One person means either the child or the parent. It may be your siblings, one person has to go. But somebody who's left with you throughout your life, who is that? That is you, yourself. You yourself are left with you. I mean, whether you're 90 or you're 100, your husband may go away, parents may go away, somebody else may go away, family may go away, but you are left, and you are left with yourself till the end of life. And therefore, it becomes very, very important that the kind of self image and self love that you have is very intense, is very positive. I mean, have you seen people how can people sit down alone and say, I cannot be alone? Why can't you be alone? You mean that you can't be in your own company? You mean you can't be in your own company? You mean you cannot bear yourself? Is that the kind of image you have, or is that the kind of love that you have with yourself? I mean, believe me, I would love to stay with myself on my own for a long time. It gives me so much of time to think. It gives me so much of time with myself to understand myself. Where have we understood ourselves? We don't know ourselves. I'm going to take you through a series of activities that I really request you to do genuinely, and maybe I'll try to get you closer to yourself today. Have you ever sat down and thought if you could be happy with yourself? I was very happy today. I was with myself. I mean, I've always heard I was with my friend, I was happy. I met my mother, I was happy. I met my parent, I was happy. My husband, after a long time, I was happy. Have you ever said, I met myself today? Have you ever met yourself? Or is it the same cycle of work and all that I remind you to get out of for some time? Last time also I said that you get up, you go to the washroom, you get ready, you leave your children to school, or you just drop them to the bus or whatever, then you go to work, you come back, you cook, talk, sleep. That's it. Have you ever sat with yourself and understood what do you think about yourself? Because it is very easy, and multiple times in a day do we comment about other people. I like the way she dresses. Oh my god, she's going so fat. She's very intelligent. Oh, she's so helpful. He's very kind. But what about you? What about you yourself? Have you commented on yourself? Have you complimented yourself? Have you celebrated yourself? Have you ever found time to laugh with yourself? Be happy with yourself? Be content with yourself? Or have you ever thought that you yourself are a complete human being? Why do people have to introduce their spouses as my better half? What do you mean? Better half? You are the lower half? Do you think like that? Or do you think you are half? Why aren't you full? Have you ever thought like that? Why aren't you happy alone? No, I'm not again saying, like I always say, that break your relationships and walk away. But why aren't you happy alone? So that you don't need others to come and make you happy. I'm sad today because you did this to me. I'm sad today because Arvind did not talk to me. Why should I feel like that? Why am I not happy on my own? Why do I have to be dependent on Arvind? This is just an example. So, therefore, what I'm trying to put forward to you is self love, self image is very, very important. Self love, self image is so important to be complete, to be happy. And genuinely, after this session, I want you to spend some time to think about your childhood or anything that you may have gone through which has built those kind of beliefs about yourself which may not be very positive. It could even be that probably Kennedy has a bad handwriting. I'm just giving an example again. Or it could be that, let's say, Geeta doesn't cook well. So why? Why is it like that? You've got to sit and think because everybody has different beliefs about their own selves. And if I may ask, do you all have a notebook or a pen? Because I want you to go through certain activities with me. If you don't have, I can wait. I genuinely want you to go through it because if you take out time and come and talk to me here, it's good that we go through those activities for self help. Can we do that, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, sure, ma'am. I'm having.
Your Arvin is having, Shad has it, Sheetal, do you have it? Abdul has it. Thank you. Sheetal, do you have it?
Just getting just 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. We can wait. Kennedy, Mansi has it. Wonderful. Geeta, Geeta has it as well. Kennedy,
Again.
Kennedy, it'll be nice if you can have it with you, please. Thank you so much. What should I call you? I mean, it's 19MAFF92. So can you please let me know what can I call you? Shama.
Yes,
Okay, great. Thank you,
yes,
Shama.
ma'am.
So, Shama, which
She
country
is
are
my
you?
friend, ma'am.
She's your friend, Shad. Wonderful. Which country?
From India, ma'am.
Okay, India. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Shama.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So, I think everybody is ready. I will present my screen. Um, Give me a moment, please. I have too many windows open on my laptop, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready with my notes.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, thank you, Sheetal. So, as I said, I'm going to be presenting my screen and you should be able to see it now. Somebody just affirm it if you're able to see.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
thank you. So, indispensable, as I told you, is because you cannot get rid of your self image. You will always carry it. So, let's have a good one. So let's do this. Write a page about how you perceive yourself. What do you think about yourself? Include any thought that comes. It could be negative, it could be positive. And since nobody but you will read this, be honest. Please, you could have thoughts about your physique, you could have thoughts about your working culture, about your nature. You get rude, you lose your temper, or you hate this, or you like that, or you're beautiful, or you don't look good. Anything, but genuinely write one full page about yourself, and I'm patiently waiting.
Sorry, ma'am. Repeat one again.
All right. So I want you to write, if you can see my screen, a page about how you think of yourself. What do you think about yourself? And this can include the negative things, positive things. Remember, nobody will read it, only you are going to read it later. So be honest. Honest is the word. Think and write. We are not in a hurry.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Hello, welcome to the session. May I know your name, please? So, we are doing an activity. We started the session at 9 o'clock. It's been 20 minutes. So, we are doing an activity where you have to write on a page what you feel about yourself. I can show you this slide for you to understand. So, this is the one. Please take a page and write down what you think about yourself. So, you can write negative things, you can write positive things. So, after you've done, please write in the chat box that you've done, everybody. Please take your time. We are not in a hurry. Okay, Geeta has done. So, Geeta, we'll just wait for the others for a minute. We are not in a hurry, please. Even Mansi has done. Yes, Abdul, you have to write it right now. Arvin has done. Shad has also done. So we are left with a few people. Abdul has also done. It's okay. We are not in a hurry. We'll wait. We will wait. We need to go through this. This is very important. So, hi, Abiba.
Hello.
How are you, Abiba?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm
Abiba?
just joining you. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in another meeting, but I don't want to miss this one again.
Oh, thank you so much, Abiba. That is so sweet of you. I
Yeah.
think you've almost attended all my sessions with this group. So, Abiba, we are doing some activities today. So, do you have a paper and a pen with you?
Sorry?
Do you have a paper and a pen with you?
Yes.
All right. So,
Hmm.
we've done activity one. You can do it later because they are
Okay.
already finishing it. So, I'm going to show you the
Mhm.
topic was this. You can note down the topic to do it.
Okay.
So, I'm showing you the topic is this one. So, Neha also. Hi, Neha.
Hello, ma'am.
So please note down this. The activity is getting over. After a little talk, I'm just giving you a gist about the self-image that I gave them. So after this, everybody's done this activity. You can copy it or click it on your phone, and then you can
Okay,
do it
ma'am.
at home, please. I think
That
it's
I have done.
visible.
I've taken this screenshot, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So great. Abiba, have you taken it as well?
Yes.
What is the time there?
That like it's 5 p.m. here.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. If everybody has written, Kennedy, have you written?
I'll start it now. I'll start.
No problem, Abiba. You can do it later also. You can start it now also. Kennedy, have you
Okay.
written? I think the rest have all written if I'm not missing out anybody. Mansi said yes. Geeta said. Abdul said. Arvind said. All right. I think most of them have written. Kennedy will finish it as well. So going forward, I don't want to know what you've written till now. I don't want to know. But you should know what you've written about yourself. Kennedy, done? You've unmuted
I know,
yourself?
no, I was saying, I was actually driving, so I've parked. I've just finished writing.
All right, no problem. If you finish, that's wonderful. Now, this is what you've
Yeah,
written
yeah.
about yourself. Whatever you may have written, I am sure you may have included something negative as well, because which is that is very natural for us to think about ourselves because we become so critical. Hi, Zach. We become so critical about ourselves that we do think negative, and it is very, very natural to think negative. Now, why do we have to? Why do I say it's natural to think negative? Why do I say it is very natural to think critically about ourselves? It is natural to think negative about ourselves because until you don't know what is negative about you, you can't change it into positive. To know what is, to change it into positive, you have to know what is negative. Without that, you will never understand. If I just gave an example of somebody having a bad handwriting, you cannot change it into positive or good handwriting until even you realize it. If I say somebody is overconfident about their looks or their family or their job or their work, overconfident, egoistic, until they don't understand that, or somebody is not kind, somebody is not helpful, somebody is self centric. Until you don't know that, you cannot change reality. If you can't change reality, your results won't change. Because, as I said in the beginning, your, your self image is what your results are. An athlete, if he says, no, I can't run 2 kilometers or 2 miles, fine, he can't run. That's it. He just said it. He thinks about himself that he can't run. And if that is what he believes, then that's correct. Nothing is wrong. But if at some point of time he happens to say that I can even run 5 miles, I'm assuring you people he'll be able to run 5 miles. That's self-image. That is a strength of self-image. We see students in our houses, in our families, as students ourselves. If you've ever thought, I gave you this example earlier also, because that is one thing that we all have gone through as a student, as to how many marks or what grade can you get? I can get a B. Fine, then you can just get a B. So it is very important that you identify your core beliefs. You understand what is negative, and then you start rectifying it. Increase your self awareness, increase your self critical talk. How much have you critically analyzed your own being rather than analyzing other people? And then rectify it. And take action. Take action to soften your self critical voice, because we are so critical about ourselves sometimes that we just underestimate our capability. And as I said earlier in my sessions, you are consciousness. You are consciousness means you are the creator of your destiny. You are the creator of your destiny. You are the one who's going to create everything in your life. By the way, I think you've been hearing, some people over here know the story about my laptop. 2 weeks back, or maybe 10 days back, I poured a little water. No, I never brought a bottle and poured. It just spilled on my laptop and my mouse stopped working. I was very upset. And to the extent that I started thinking, when did I think of this, that it happened? Why would I think negative? Then I realized that, I'm telling you people, I actually realized that I had thought a day before that to myself that, oh, I've been working for this laptop for such a long time. Thank God it hasn't gone bad. And there it was. I spilled water and it wasn't working. And then I started manifesting something positive. And then I started manifesting something positive. I started thinking that I am going to make this mouse work. So now listen to the story after that. You'll be so amused. Last night, my laptop was lying on a bed table, the table that we use on the bed to have dinner or something. I was doing my work on that when my son happened to open the loft. The loft, the little cupboard that you have on top of the others to keep all your dump and all. He wanted to take out something from there. And from there, a big heavy metal piece fell on my laptop and broke the screen. This was last night when I even thought of canceling this meeting, because I thought that I wanted to take this meeting on a laptop, show you the slides and all. How am I going to do it? Now listen to the story further. I was very upset the entire last night, the day today. I tried to turn positive and I did. I did. When I did go to the repair shop, this is all true. This happened only 2 hours before this. I went to that man and he told me that my new screen is going to be costing me around 7,000 rupees. 7,000 means $1 is 70 rupees here. You can convert it. It's almost $100. And sitting there, I got very positive. I don't know what went through me. I got very positive. I said, this man is going to give me a deal which is going to be the best. And I actually thought that something that is good for him and something that is good for me. And suddenly he brought up one of his old laptops and he says, do you mind if I remove the screen of this one and give it to you? I said, is it working? He said, yeah, it's completely working. I said, how much are you going to take for that? And he said, 1,700 rupees. From 7,000 to 1,700. and I got my screen changed. It's working, and I'm talking to you, and I manifested it. But on top of that, Zach, specially for you, my mouse is working as well without getting it changed. This is the power of positive thinking. I keep telling people about it. I talk about it too in all my sessions. But somewhere I get this assurance from the universe. I cannot tell you how many times I looked at the sky and I said, yeah, it was a very profitable deal, Neha. I cannot tell you when I sat in my car how many times I looked at the sky and I said, thank you, universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I must have said it almost 50 times before I actually went quiet. It just happened. I cannot but express, yes, Kennedy, this is nothing. This is no story that I have cooked. Zach knows about it, that my was not working. I think there was one or two other people also in that meeting when we were discussing one of the chapters of the Think and Grow Rich. This is a true story. Positive thinking works. It works. And so think positive about your own self, people. You are the consciousness, I said. It might delay for a while, but it happened. We don't know. Yes, Zach, absolutely. Now, why do I tell you this story is so that you come to you realize the fact that you are consciousness. You are the universe. Your inner being is the creator. How can you have a bad thought or a negative impression or an image about that creator? Because that creator is I am. That creator is I am. So if you say, I am poor, that creator is poor. Exactly, Arvind. If you say, I am rich, that creator is rich. If you say, I'm beautiful, yes, that creator is beautiful. If you say, I am awful to look at, yes, Shad, absolutely. So, you are the consciousness. How can you have an image about yourself which is limiting? You're not limited. You're not a B grader. You're not a C grader at school. You are A. Do that. Don't limit yourself. When you go to work, you are not less than anybody. But just think positive. The laws of the universe say that you cannot put others down to bring yourself up. Everybody needs to rise together because there's consciousness in him also. While I was making that deal in my mind for my laptop, I was thinking that this man should also get the best deal. And what was his best deal? There was a laptop lying over there in his workshop of no use. That idea just came to him. And if I think of it deeply and understand it, where did that idea come from? My subconscious mind, my consciousness helped him get that. Because after all, that entire consciousness is one. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The entire consciousness is all one. Your consciousness, Chad, Arvind, anybody. Yes, we are unconscious when we are creating anything. Let's get more aware. Let's get more conscious. Let's understand our image. You are limitless. I am limitless. We are limitless. How can you limit yourself then? How can you do that to yourself? With this, I want you to do another activity with your mind all open and your brain all free. Yes, we are one mind because the universe is one mind. Kennedy very well said. Now you are limitless. Put it into yourself as I'm saying. You all are limitless. You can achieve just anything. Anything means anything. Whether you are a wife staying at home, not working, looking after your children, or a student, or a man who's working and wants more business, or a sales representative, or anybody, you can do it. And I want you to do the second activity that we are going to with so much of diligence. And I'm going to show you the slide, but what I want you to do on this next page of your notebook is, before writing, think. Think, what do you want to see yourself as? And this, of course, you cannot see yourself in any negative light. And it should not include only physical, that I want to look beautiful, I want to look handsome. Go beyond that. Go beyond that. You want to be kind, you want to be successful, you want to be rich. How rich? As I always say, how rich? Do you want to talk about 10 million, 50 million, 100 million? It's limitless. Think anything. Anything. And I'm going to take you to that slide. Here you go. So this is the first activity that we did. And we are going to the second one. Write a page about how you wish to see yourself. How you wish to see yourself. Include any thought that comes, no matter how fancy or how far off it may seem. Let your imagination run wild. Since nobody but you will read this, feel free. Just free. So I'm just giving you an example. If you remember Think and Grow Rich, the first chapter, we talked about Barnes, who wanted to be a partner to Edison. He'd not even met, he did not have the money to reach Edison also. Finally, he was. And that kind of a thought was pretty fancy and far off. But he did. Same way, I want you to think. Think about your education, think about your work, think about home life, think about relationships, think about whatever, and write a page as to what do you want to be? What do you want to see yourself to be? Here, 5 minutes of absolute silence for you to do this activity. I hope everybody is writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Mansi. I just saw it. Even Neha has done. Arvin has done. Shad has also done. Thank you for writing this. It's a fruitful session. I think you're attending this for the first time, right, sir? May I know your name? How can I address you? Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you, Zach. So, well, like, I am a teacher and I teach also. So, children, and I teach adolescents. Many a times, what they say they've done, they've not done. I just hope this lot of mine is actually doing it, because it's going to genuinely help you understand what you want. As I keep saying in all my sessions, most of the people in this world are moving ahead in life, passing life. They don't even know they are passing or spending something so invaluable without any goal, without any thought about self. They're so engrossed in what others want them to be that they don't even know what they think about their own selves. Next time, people, when you sit alone and you feel low, you've got to ask this question to yourself, that if I can't be happy with myself, how can my children be happy with me? If I can't be happy with myself, how can my sister be happy with me? And if I can't be happy with myself, how can my parents be happy with me? That means I need to change. All right. So I'm sure you've made something very beautiful for yourself, and you've written something very beautiful as to what you want to do. Because you must remember that your failure and your success, I said that earlier also, depends on your self image. And you are limitless, you are limitless, you are limitless. And for this, I want you to start doing something, and that is loving yourself. Love yourself. I mean, in the entire day, we may dream about saying, I love you to somebody or the other in the family, maybe your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your children or your parents. Have you ever said, I love you to yourself in the mirror? It's one activity that many people talk about, but have you done it? Have you ever looked into the mirror and just admired your beauty? Just think about it. My God. I mean, I'll give you a very strange example. Very, very strange one, please. Accept it. Wonderful, Neha. If somebody happened to give you your hands, which are separated from your body, will you be able to recognize these are my hands? You've got to love yourself like that. Or are you going to be doubtful that maybe these are my hands or not my hands? I mean, it's a very strange example that I've given, but it's reality. Yes, you've got to love yourself. You can pick up your hand and just kiss it and say, I love myself. I just love myself. And it has to come with entire feeling. It just cannot be, yeah, good morning, I love myself. And then you walk away. Bring that emotion in it. Feel it. And you will see how beautiful you are inside out. Yes. And yes, absolutely wonderful, child. You must talk to yourself. You are your best friend. And you should know what are your beliefs about yourself. And whatever are not correct, you must change it. You must understand what kind of humiliations you may have faced. At school, maybe, at work, maybe, because everybody in their life is humiliated at some point or the other. Maybe again, the way you dress up, maybe the way you talk, maybe the way you walk, maybe the way you have a body type, So think about those humiliations, correct them. Correct them. You can do it. You are so awakened now. You are so conscious now. Convert them into your triumphs. Go back to your early childhood and think what happened at school, at home, where? When did your mother say something to you that you won't be able to do this? You can go back and say, yes, I can do it. You can do anything, whether it was even like a cartwheel. So the self image actually is going to control everything: what you can do, what you cannot do, what you can accomplish, what you cannot accomplish, what is difficult or what is easy, or even how you respond to others. Even how you respond to others is that way. Now, again, I'm going to talk about an example where you may think about absolutely Zach. So I want to talk about where you can convert, where you feel that you are not beautiful to look at. So the moment you have a friend who's more beautiful, what kind of a feeling will you have for her? Write it in the chat box. Be honest. You are not beautiful or handsome, but your friend is very handsome or beautiful. What kind of a feeling will you have? You may all write it in the chat box,
Sorry,
please.
ma'am. Repeat once again.
Yes, so Shad, you imagine that you are not very handsome, but your friend is very handsome. Neha says she'll be jealous. Give me honest ones. Jealousy is correct. I was expecting this word only because this is being honest. If you can't be honest here, you can never be honest to yourself. What kind of a feeling will you have? Write it in the chat box. And then you will understand that how this was not that she was beautiful. This is that your self image is not correct. Your self image is not correct. Wonderful answers over there. So, you thought that you were not beautiful is your self image. You thought, and she is beautiful is her part. The moment you elevate your self image, you're naturally going to get more confident about it. Therefore, it also, yes, absolutely, Sheetal. So, that therefore, it actually means that the way you respond to others is also dependent on your self image. Wait, I'm missing on the chat, I think. So, Shad says, and me also, ma'am, but after meeting you when first session, I really tried to improve myself. I'm so glad, Shad. I'm so glad that you're so regular with these sessions as well. Very, very regular. Thank you so much. So, before I bring an end to this session, because it's almost been, I missed yours. Oh, sorry, Arvind, I'm going to look at it. Okay, wait. I always appreciate. Okay, she will always appreciate that girl, and she's going to be proud of her own being, and that's true in my case. Of course, it's true. That's your self-image. Sheetal will say, "We'll tell down that," but then we'll tell the universe that make me beautiful as well. Yes, Sheetal, wonderful. That is also your self-image. So everybody's reaction is according to their self-image, and I'm so glad what Shad has written that he is trying to. Yes, that is awesome, Kennedy's written. Thank you. Coming back, before I end the session for today, I'm going to hold one session two for this as well. And I really wonder, I've changed the time why people this time may not be suiting many people because we've got thin attendance today. Otherwise, we were almost a double of this last time. Either it doesn't suit people, but nobody's reacted anyway. So we'll still continue. The part two of this session, I'm going to hold in a day or two, please. And do attend that because that's going to give a closure to this. But at this moment, I want you to go through another short activity before we end this session. Just thank you so much, Sheetal. Thank you, Mansi. But oh, it's 12:30, Zach, and you're in the session. Thank you so much. I feel so thankful, Zach. I feel so thankful for this. I'm so sorry if I've really changed the time and it's gone really bad for you. I'll try and come back to my time, 3:30, if possible. India time. I'm talking 3:30 India time. All right, let's come to the last one and then we can have an open session about timing and all. So the last thing that I want you to do is this. And then we'll get it to close, an abrupt close maybe, because I'm going to give it a proper closure next time. This is what I want you to do. So my friends think I'm awesome because, fill it up. My classmates or colleagues say I'm great at, I feel very happy when I, something that I'm really proud of is, and it has to be about yourself. You can't say my son, my daughter, my wife. And I make my family happy when I. And one unique thing about me is, which is different from your family, colleagues, friends. Please write these for yourself. Hi, Shiva. So good to have you here. Uh, Shiva, we are doing the
Ma'am,
third. Yes, Arvind?
ma'am, please share the screen because
Yes,
no
yes,
doubt I
I'll
have
show
taken
you.
a screenshot,
No,
but
but I'll
I'm
share
writing
the
point
screen.
wise.
So, Shiva, we are doing this third activity for the day. It will be great if you can
O-
look at it.
Okay.
Thank you. I can hear rain over there, Shiva.
Here
Yes,
also,
yes,
ma'am.
it's raining here.
Oh, wonderful. It did
Even here
rain.
also, ma'am, it is raining.
And here also it rained half an hour back.
Okay, sorry for the late because I have some power issues here. That's why
Oh,
I'm not able to connect you.
no problem, no problem. Rather, I just got a message from South Africa also. There's some load shedding over there.
Yes, yes, I think so.
So that young man has also not been able to join.
Hmm. So what is the topic today? What you are discussing?
We're talking about the indispensable self image. So, this
Right.
is the third activity for self image. The first two I'll show you. You can take a screenshot if you wish to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because these sentences everybody wants to complete, they want to see.
Yeah.
So, after everybody is done, please let me know because I can't see your chat. I'm on another screen. You can speak it up, please.
Okay, ma'am, I have done.
Okay.
Me also completed.
Okay. So, we'll just wait for 2-3 minutes more until everybody completes. Okay, can everybody just take a screenshot of this and complete it? I want you to really think and do this because it does not have to be very simple. It could be something that you've even forgotten that you're good at. We can actually get back to it and remember, oh, I was good at this. Should I change the screen, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mostly, I think
anybody,
most of them have.
okay, so for anybody who has changed late, who has joined late, this was activity 2. You can take a screenshot. And this was activity 1. And the topic, the indispensable self-image. Please remember why I use the word indispensable. Because it cannot be forgotten. So, I end this session by just reminding you that the self image is a base, it's a foundation upon which your entire personality, your entire future, your behavior, your circumstances are built. Now, why do I say it is also a part of how your circumstances and all are, built? Because it is according to that you are manifesting or thinking positive. So it is what you think about yourself, what you attract. What you attract is what you become. And that circle goes on. So I'll end it over here for part 2B. I mean, the second part of this session, self image, I'm going to be holding in a day or two. And if you have any questions, you're most welcome to open and ask. It's open to the house. In the next session, of course, we'll be doing some more activities to understand and fix certain things about our image. Nothing? Thank you so much for
Ma'am, I
being here.
want to ask
Yes,
one.
Neha. Yes,
Like
Neha.
the very first activity which you have given, in
Yeah.
that, if something negative is there, that also we can write now, only positive
Yes.
points.
No, 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 no. The first one says that what do you think of yourself at this moment? So at this moment, you could be thinking everything negative also, or
Yeah,
positive plus negative, or positive only. Positive only is not possible actually, because if you are
yeah,
very,
exactly. That I was only thinking
it
that how
cannot be
only
all
positive
positive.
points.
No, you cannot have positive only, because the first one says that what do you think about yourself right now? All right. The second one says that what do you want to become? How do you perceive yourself? How do you want to see yourself? So, how do you want to see yourself has to be positive. You cannot suddenly say that I want to see myself as a thief,
Hmm.
as a burglar, or somebody who's unkind, somebody who's poor, somebody who is not true, somebody is dishonest. So, naturally, that will be all positive. But the first one
So
has to be
I think, ma'am, the first activity and the second activity is somehow related. Like if in first activity some
yes,
negative points will be there,
yes,
so
yes,
it can be the second activity. We can make it
yes.
a positive that I want
Yes,
to
you may
be like
want.
that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
That could
thank
be
you.
positive. That could be made positive. If
Hmm.
you say that, uh, you know, I'm not a good driver,
Hmm.
then probably you want to see yourself as the best driver in the city. You
Exactly.
want to drive in the hills and mountains and the rough terrains because I said you're limitless.
Yes.
So you can think about yourself in any way, and that's going to come true. And I couldn't have given you a better example of my life, truest of true example that happened just 2 hours back and has been lingering on for 10 days. So anything that you think can be your image and your true self. Anything else,
Okay.
please?
Thank you,
All
ma'am.
right. So let's end the session here. And I hope to see you in the next session. But as I see that the attendance has been thin today as compared to the other sessions who've been there, we reach around 22, 23. I may change the time to 3:30 p.m. India time. That happens to be almost 6 hours before this. Does it suit everybody? Because I really don't know. Zach is already in midnight now. Kennedy said it's evening there. Okay, I'll put it in the group and ask. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Bye bye.